The R sound is one of the most talked about sounds in English. Firstly, because it's one of the main sounds that divides British English and American English. Secondly, it's one of the hardest sounds to make for many English learners. And finally, learners often don't know when to say it and when not to say it. It's so confusing. So today I'm going to break it all down for you in 4 parts. We'll look at the spoken R, the silent R, the linking R, and the intruding R, so that by the end of the video, you'll be an expert. But first, let's make sure we know how to say the R sound. The tongue is in the middle of the mouth, not touching anything. You draw the tongue back and down, and the tip of the tongue will feel like it's raised just a little bit. It's a voiced sound. R, r, r. So the tongue is in the middle of the mouth, not touching anything, and it's pulling back and down, and the tip is raised a little bit. R. We find it on these spellings. On an R, like river, on a double R, like carrot, on a WR, like right, and on an RH, like rhyme. Now, it's important to say at this point that in most British English accents, the R is non-rhotic. What does that mean? Well, it means that there are times when we don't pronounce it. That's different from American English, which is rhotic and does pronounce the R in all positions. There are exceptions in British English accents, in particular the southwest of England, where there are many accents that are rhotic, and in Scotland as well. In this video, we're focusing on the majority of British English accents that are considered non-rhotic. Guys, I just want to quickly remind you that if you want to take your English pronunciation to the next level, then I have an online course that will teach you everything you need to know about British English pronunciation. I'll tell you more about that a little later on. But first, let's get on with the video. Okay, let's start with the spoken R sound. We find the spoken R sound when an R comes before a vowel sound. In the beginning position, like rice, really, road, river, etc. In the middle of a word, so string, prime, break, career, original, glamorous, and there are many, many other examples. Now, we have the silent R. This is an R that comes before a consonant or a pause in speech. So for example, car, party, shirt, earth, fire, board, poor, better, important, Oxford. Okay, let's do a little test. So I'm going to give you some words and you have to decide, is the R spoken or silent? Then I want you to say it and I'll say it after. This is spoken, so brother, brother. This is a silent R, smart. This is another silent R, concert. This is a spoken R, create. This is also spoken, recipe. This is a silent R, fire. Okay, let's move on to look at how the R sound joins words together. We start with the linking R. When an R ends a word and the next word begins with a vowel, the R links over to join the two words together. So for example, car alarm, car alarm, there is. Can you hear that linking? There is. 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. You'll notice there with hours, it begins with H, which is a consonant, but actually it's a vowel sound. Hour, hour. So 4 hours. The other way that the R sound joins words together is through intrusion. So when does this occur? Well, when a word ends with either an or sound or a schwa, and the next word begins with a vowel, then we add an R to join these words together. So for example, saw a film, saw a film. So saw, that or sound. The next word begins with a vowel, is a. So we add an R in between. Saw a film. I saw a film. Another example, better off, better off. So the ER there, that's pronounced with a schwa, so better. And then the next word, oh, begins with a vowel, so better off, better off. Another example, China and India. China and India. So China ends with a schwa, China. The next word, and, is a vowel sound. So China and India. China and India. Here are some more examples. You say them first, I'll say them after. Never again. Never again. Never again. Ignore it. Ignore it. Ignore it. Power adapter. Power adapter. Stir it in. Stir it in. Stir it in. Visa or MasterCard. Visa or MasterCard. Visa or MasterCard. Let's test what you remember. I'm going to give you a sentence and I want you to identify how all the R's are pronounced. Are they spoken? Are they silent? Are they linking? Or are they intrusive? Pause the video and I'll come back with the answers in a minute. Okay, so we had there is, we have linking R. We have more, it's a silent R. Rice is the spoken R. China and India, that's the intrusive R. Anywhere else, that's the linking R again. And world, that's the silent R. Okay, you say the whole thing, I'll say it after. There is more rice sold in China and India than anywhere else in the world. Guys, if you want help improving your English pronunciation, like this video, I have my British English online pronunciation course that will teach you everything you need to know. We look at all the sounds of British English, including the R sound. There's a whole module on connected speech, which includes other forms of linking and intrusion. We also look at stress and intonation. It really is the ultimate guide to English pronunciation. So if you're interested, the link is in the description below, or you can go to my website, shop.eatsleepdreamenglish.com.